Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Del Monte, Police Chief. We want to continue to ask for your patience, ask for your cooperation in working with us to help make everybody as safe as possible. I think one of the positives that we should take from this is, although we have to be more conservative about what we're doing, there will be stocks. We will get the things that we need. But we are asking, please don't stockpile items. We do encourage you to support your local businesses. This is important. Our local business is vital to the community. These are unprecedented times, but we will get through it, and ultimately it's for everybody's safety, and it just may save lives in the end. I'm very proud to work in this community. We know this is not unique. We know this is not something that is only impacting us. This is impacting everybody in this state and this country and, of course, around the world. We will get through all this, but it's going to require resolve. It's going to require commitment. We need you. We're asking you to step up for your friends, your family, your neighbors. Check in with them, maintain communication. That's all important pieces of how we're going to get through the next few weeks. Social distancing, I can't stress that enough. Stay at home to the degree possible, only those essential functions. And that has been happening. That's what I see around town. And that's really a great sign for all of us. We have withdrawn some of our personnel from non-emergency functions so that we have additional staff to respond to emergency calls when necessary. And we just ask that you limit 911 for that particular purpose. We're not going anywhere. Your police department is here, your fire department is here, town services are still functioning. On behalf of the men and women of the Bridgewater Police Department, I just want to say thank you for your support and your cooperation during this time. I know it's a real burden and stressful for all of you, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Welcome to this edition of the program. I'm John Locke. Throughout this program, I'll show you some of the stories we've been working on the Bridgewater Now updates, and of course talk about the impact both worldwide and locally from the COVID-19 pandemic being felt not just here in Bridgewater but around the globe. There are countries in lockdown, including Italy, Spain, and India. Meanwhile, here in Massachusetts, there have been precautions taken to avoid the spread of COVID-19, including Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker signing a state of emergency that limits the amount of people in a public gathering to 25. Now, this is being recorded on March 27th, so that number may have changed, but nonetheless, the message remains the same, and that is to slow the spread. Now, restaurants not just here in Bridgewater, but across most of the country can only operate business by takeout or delivery, meaning that there could be tough financial times ahead. We reached out to some of the local businesses around town about how they're dealing with these new changes. Nick Palermo, the owner of Greyhound Tavern, said this, quote, "We have been able to stay afloat based upon our takeout business. It has been a very humbling experience for myself as the support and love from the community has been amazing. It's a situation that you can never prepare for. However, the Bridgewater community has definitely stepped up, and we are grateful for that. We were also trying to come up with new specials to offer for dinner, as well as our pizza making kits for $8.95 so that the kids or adults can have an activity to do at home. Not being able to open our doors daily for guests to join us has been a financial burden on the vast majority of the staff. We have about 25 staff members that include BSU students, single parents, and young adults. Being forced to shut down has cut everyone's hours significantly, if not entirely, and put some of those people in a very tough financial situation. We are confident that when we get back to normalcy, there will be an outpouring of love for the restaurant and the hard-working staff. We pride ourselves on our cleanliness at all times, and we are wiping down surfaces and doors multiple times daily. We also have hand sanitizer available for guests when they are picking up their food." Nick announced on Facebook that he's taking part in the hashtag Takeout Tip Challenge. I asked him about the challenge and the process behind it, and if he hopes that this is something that other businesses could catch on to here in the community. And he replied with this quote, "I came up with the Takeout Tip Challenge after reading on social media that a lot of people do not and would not tip on takeout orders. I completely understand the reasoning behind this. However, I wanted to let everyone know that we were creating a fund for all employees, tipped or hourly, to have access to any gratuities that were left. I also wanted to make it clear that the money would not go to ownership or management, as we are the ones handling most of the takeout transactions when guests arrive. These team members have worked very hard in the 2+ years that we have been open, and they rely on this money for rent, tuition, groceries, bills, day-to-day living, etc. As a lot of the staff is unable to work during this time, the rent is still due and the bills continue to come in. I wanted to give them an opportunity to reach out if they needed assistance, and I think they are very appreciative of that. I really want to thank the community because the generosity has been above and beyond what I ever imagined. I know that Krispies followed suit, and we are happy that they did and hope others do as well. We need to remember that our team members are our front line, and without them, we would not be where we are today. Now, as we continue through these uncertain times, we are inviting local restaurants, businesses, and any virtual events in Bridgewater that could be done through a video conferencing service like Facebook Live or Zoom to send a small description of what you're offering and if you have any special deals, and we'll share it on the Bridgewater Now updates. To share that, just email jluck@btvaccess.com. Residents had concern on March 21st when they saw on social media of a positive COVID-19 test at the Massachusetts Treatment Center in Bridgewater, which was also the first known confirmed test here in the town. The positive test came from an inmate at the prison, so in response to that, both the inmate and his roommate, who were both not showing any symptoms, were placed into quarantine. Now, since that initial test, an additional 2 inmates and a correction officer have also tested positive. Now, the DPH doesn't typically offer the condition of those who may have tested positive, but there was a statement released by the DOC that reads in part, "Health and safety precautions to minimize the risk of introduction and transmission have been and remain in place to protect inmates and staff. The entire department is focused on utilizing CDC and DPH guidance to reduce to the greatest degree possible the potential impact of this virus on our correctional system while maintaining core services." Many plans have been changed around the world, from doctor's appointments to meetings to much more. At BSU, a day that students and families wait for may not happen. Mary Evers has more on the impact over at the university and how some students may get their money back as a result of this pandemic.
In the midst of all the COVID-19 closures around the state and the country, Bridgewater State University has officially moved to online classes as of Monday, March 23rd. For those who still need extra assistance, the Academic Achievement Center will be available online during their usual business hours. All resident students have been moved out of the campus with the exception of some students that were granted an exemption under emergency circumstances. All faculty and staff, for the most part, have been working from home, but some essential staff remain on campus. Due to the sudden closure of the campus, the university has begun the process of adjusting semester costs for housing and parking passes. While needing to make the adjustments, they will be pushing back the due date for the last tuition payment of the semester, though a specific date has not been announced. As for other events that have been scheduled, everything between now and May 17th has been canceled. The only thing that they are calling postponed right now is commencement. In a statement sent to students, President Fred Clark has assured everyone that was planning on walking in May that they will be rescheduling the ceremony. The university's social media pages has been conducting polls online to find out if students would prefer for it to be in July, August, and September. Once a specific date has been announced, we will be sure to let you know. I'm Mary Evers.
As of this taping, K-12 schools have been canceled through the entire month of April, including the BR School District as well. Classes are expected to resume May 4th, but of course there are virtual classes taking place. And graduations around the district as of now are expected to be a go, but if anything changes, we'll certainly keep you updated on these social media updates. The town has postponed the annual election to help combat the spread of COVID-19. Although there has been no new date announced, it looks like a late June election looks more likely. You can stay up to date with local updates on this pandemic by visiting the town's new website dedicated to the coronavirus impact locally, bwaterportal.com. Once again, that's bwaterportal, all one word, .com. This pandemic has potential physical effects, but it also has mental effects as well. The National Alliance on Mental Illness recently published an article on the psychological aspect of this global situation. Some of the potential mental health symptoms to look out for include anxiety. Now, this can be a fear that you or a family member will get sick, or it could mean finances with retirement and college payments being negatively affected. Overall finances and being able to deal with the cut in hours at workplaces can also contribute to the anxiety. Other signs include obsessions, and this is big for anyone with OCD because they already are concerned about washing, cleaning, and sterilizing surfaces. Loneliness is a key one since we are all socially distancing ourselves, and traumatic stress is another sign, especially when it comes to those that have quarantined before, most recently during the SARS epidemic back in 2003. There are some tips that people can use to reduce mental health impacts. First, be mindful of your news consumption. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 news outlets, and the CDC is a good one to follow with all the clickbait articles that we see on social media, and be understanding that not all of your questions will be answered right away. Take care of yourself, get sleep, physical exercise, and maintain a healthy diet. You can still go outside for walks, just be mindful of the whole social distancing situation. Find things to do. It's spring, so doing some spring cleaning won't hurt, and it will also give you a sense of accomplishment. Binge watch a show through Netflix or Hulu, or if you're like me and desperate for any live sports anywhere in the world, the NFL and NBA have granted viewers free access to their streaming services for old games. Also, watching movies helps as well, especially if you're like me and have never watched any Star Wars movie. You can catch up on your Star Wars. And finally, help others. We've seen this on Facebook as residents here in town have been making protective masks with fabric and elastic, and younger people offering to make runs to the store or the pharmacy for seniors and those that cannot or should not be outside. For the full article, we have the link on the bottom of your screen. Many schools, activities, and travel plans have come to a halt as a result of this outbreak. Now, these changes may cause some uncertainty for kids. They have questions on when the doors will open, and after-school activities may come back, and general concerns around this whole coronavirus situation. Doctors say it's important for parents to listen to their children's concerns.
I think it's always important to start with the kids and find out where they're at. Ask them what they've heard, what they know, and what they think and feel about these things. It's always important to tell the truth in a developmentally appropriate way. And we want to provide the kids with reassurance.
Parents are urged to be mindful of the information coming into your home. With so much news available, it's easy to become overwhelmed and anxious.
So if adults want to watch the news, making sure that they're not doing it always in the presence of the children. It's okay to have a little bit of the exposure, but if you're going to do that, do it together so that you can ask questions and address any concerns.
Kids take cues from their parents and adults, so by keeping yourself calm, it will also help to keep your children calm as well.
So if a parent is anxious, the child's going to pick up on that. So trying to kind of model our own self-care when we're interacting with our kids as well.
It's okay to tell your kids that you don't know the answers to some of their questions, because this is a situation that, quite frankly, none of us have seen in our generation. As mentioned earlier, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected a lot of things in the world, including the world of sports. And that stoppage has even been felt right here in Bridgewater. Brian Berard has more.
Well, as many of you are aware, the coronavirus has taken the entire world by storm. Countries like China and Italy have gone into a complete lockdown, and here in the United States, restrictions have been put in place, and part of that is because of the sports world. On March 11th, Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus, and some of you may be aware of this. Before he had tested positive, he had a press conference with media, and he touched every single microphone on the table. Now, Rudy Gobert claimed that he did not know that he had coronavirus. And now, shortly before this announcement came out, actually the Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder were set to tip off their game from the Chesapeake Energy Arena, and then fans were told to exit the arena in an orderly fashion. And soon, all of the sports world was turned upside down. Within the next 48 hours, all major sports were suspended indefinitely. The NCAA went a little bit further by canceling the remaining winter championships, which included the March Madness basketball tournaments. The NCAA would later go on to double down on this and cancel the spring championships as well. All sports at all levels even debated whether or not to have sporting events, but without any fans in attendance. But soon, all executives would realize not even that was going to be a safe option. Locally here in Massachusetts, the MIAA canceled its winter championships and delayed the beginning of its spring season until late April. But with Governor Baker now ordering schools to be closed until May 4th, that means the MIAA would have to wait at least 10 days until the start of their spring season again. And with this championship supposed to be held in late June, looks like the MIAA will have to follow in the NCAA's footsteps and probably cancel the spring season. So with the likely cancellation of the spring season, what does this mean for spring athletes? Well, it means that they've been stripped of their senior day activities. Their last chance at a state championship or a national title have come and gone. But quite possibly the worst feeling, the game that they played in last was the last of their career, and they didn't even know it. However, there is a way that we all can help out with the COVID-19 response. DraftKings and the United Way are partnering up to create the DK Rally. Well, what is the DK Rally? It's simple. What you do is you take a photo of yourself wearing a rally cap. It can be any rally cap that you want, and you're going to post that photo online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, using the hashtag DK Rally. For every time the hashtag DK Rally is used online, DraftKings will donate $1 to the United Way's COVID-19 response fund up to $1 million. John?
And a reminder that we'll keep you updated of any local COVID-19 impacts being felt here in the community. We'll have that for you on the updates in the upcoming weeks. We do have other news to get to, and we'll get to that coming up after the break. A church that was shut down for weeks that opened its doors to cameras after a small fire. We go inside St. Basil's next. Plus, the BR girls basketball team did something not done since Larry Bird took to the parquet.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
There are ways to enjoy some reading and maybe take your mind off of what's going on. The Sales Library Network allows people to borrow and download books and e-books, and the Boston Public Library offers e-cards to anybody who lives in Massachusetts. Now, we have the websites for both of those on the bottom of your screen, and you can follow the Bridgewater Public Library on Facebook as well.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the program. Back in February, firefighters responded to a small fire inside of a Bridgewater church. Now, although there was minimal damage done to the church, it has been closed since then. Jeff Fowler has more on some of the repairs as we get our first look inside St. Basil's.
Fire alarm dispatching, engine 185, tower 1, BSU Chapel, 125 Talk Ave, fire alarm activation, 8 minutes.
During the early morning hours of February 21st, firefighters responded to St. Basil's Chapel on the campus of Bridgewater State University, where they discovered heavy smoke in a small fire.
The fire caused minimal damage in the church. The church has been closed since then, but I thought I'd take you in so you can see it because the church has been secured and a lot of people would like to see what it looks like inside.
During the months since that fire, cleaning crews have been working extensively to clean and repair any damage, which was minimal and spared most of the chapel. Father Bill Devine gave a virtual tour of the building to parishioners during this week's Lenten reflection.
As you walk in, you'll see that all the benches have been cleaned. They put covering over all the benches during the cleaning, covering all over the floor, which has only been installed maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. The lights were taken apart and the lights were all cleaned inside and out.
At the height of the cleaning, crews used 3 scissor lifts to sponge every inch of the ceiling. Confessionals were washed top to bottom, statues sponged, and the carpet sanitized.
The Stations of the Cross were taken down as well. And then when the stations were taken down, you could see at that time how much soot was all around them. So they were all cleaned. There's absolutely no physical damage in here at all. And it really is and was a blessing.
Although any evidence of a fire is minimal, repairs will be needed to the sacristy. But all in all, the chapel was spared thanks to the quick work of public safety.
So as you can see, the chapel is wonderful. We are truly blessed. Not only and I give credit to Bridgewater's fire department, but I also give credit to all the others that came to assist them, the cleaning crew and the Archdiocese of Boston that was here early in the morning to address and to make out all the papers that we had to do in order to get this cleaned as soon as possible.
Reporting remotely for Bridgewater Now, I'm Jeff Fowler.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The Bridgewater Fire Department certainly had some excitement on the morning of March 19th. Ambulance 2 and Engine 3 responded to a call for a mother in labor. Turns out Jude Oliver Sheldon couldn't wait to see mom and dad, and so the firefighters delivered Jude in the ambulance bay of South Shore Hospital. The fire department thanked those that helped with the delivery on Facebook, including firefighters Bradshaw, Florence, and McCone. You can see Mom Shannon, Dad Rob, and baby Jude all resting comfortably, and after the excitement, they thanked the firefighters in a statement that reads, "Thank you to our very own personal superheroes. Still can't believe our day and so blessed you were there to get us through safely. We're happy and healthy, and someone can't wait to meet you soon. Congratulations to the new family." Turning our attention to sports now, the BR Trojans girls basketball team competed on the garden floor for the first time since 1990 in the MIAA Girls Basketball Division I state semifinal. BR was up 19-11 after the first quarter, but would lose to Andover 52-44. Shea Bowen had 12 points and 13 rebounds. Kenzie Madalonis had 9 points and 6 steals in the contest. After the game, Bowen told the Enterprise, quote, "We knew we could have beat Andover, but our shots didn't fall and things didn't go our way. But we're so proud of each other. We were very young this year, and so next year is going to be an even better season." BR head coach Cheryl Seavey took to Facebook with this post that reads in part, "There are some memories that will last a lifetime, and while the end result was not what any of us wanted, I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. This journey isn't for everyone as the day is long. The practices are tough, and the commitment is one in which you will miss out on things in the world outside of basketball. I couldn't be prouder regardless of what the scoreboard said at the end of the night. BR season ends at 21-3, and they have received a lot of well-deserved praise on social media, and we here at BTV offer our congrats as well." Mary Evers was on the floor taking the pictures that you're seeing on your screen right now and also took some video as well. 40 Sports Talk had the play-by-play of this one, and you can watch it on demand anytime, anywhere at btvaccess.com. The Senior Center held its annual St. Patrick's Day festivities in March. Now, it is worth noting that this took place before the governor's state of emergency went into effect, but nonetheless, those in attendance enjoyed the musical stylings of the singing state trooper Dan Clark, who sang patriotic favorites and some Irish classics as well. Take a listen.
And maybe at the closing of your days, you will sit and watch the moon rise over Claddagh, and watch the sun go down on Galway Bay. America, God shed his grace on ye, and the crown thy good brother would come see it who shining is seen. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, yeah, baby, Lord, I wanna be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in, come on.
And we have the full presentation on our website, btvaccess.com, also on our Facebook page as well. When we come back, the COVID-19 pandemic has made a lot of people anxious and worried, but there have been some viral videos that have put a smile on some people's faces. We'll show those to you coming up right after this.
Life seemed dull? Well, don't be blue, 'cause I can tell you what to do and guarantee she'll notice you.
Yeah?
Brush your teeth. Buttons and bows and painted toes, powder on your turned-up nose. He'll look at you.
Yeah?
If you brush your teeth. Brush that hair down thick or thin. If it's too long, get a trim. To make her dig you,
Yeah?
brush your teeth.
Welcome back to the program. If you've watched the updates over the past month or so, we've given you updates on changes in day-to-day operations that are caused from a situation that we've never seen before. Although people may have concerns, there are videos and stories out there that are easing the mood, and we showed you a couple of viral videos coming out of these very tough times in the world. Our first video comes from Texas, where two kids look to help shoppers relax a bit and even have a laugh along the way.
Now watch out, stay away from the wine department. $50 a bottle.
These are Pilar Panilla's children, 11-year-old Isabella and 8-year-old Sophia, that brought grocery shopping back to the Jurassic Age by dressing up as dinosaurs, and it went over well. You can see that the two kids got what they needed and even interacted with some of the employees as well, putting a smile on many people's faces. Panilla told the local TV station, "We wanted to bring some positive energy into the community, and I feel like we did that. People were laughing and smiling, and you can just tell it was a breath of fresh air from what we've been seeing." And I think it's safe to say mission accomplished there. Now we turn our attention to Chicago and the Shed Aquarium, which was shut down to keep visitors outside and safe during this pandemic. But the penguins there took the opportunity to give themselves a tour. And you can see this penguin examines some of the fish inside the aquarium. The Chicago Tribune was told that caretakers are getting creative in how they provide enrichment to the animals and introducing new experiences, activities, food, and more to keep them active and encourage them to explore, problem solve, and express natural behaviors. In just one day, the video was viewed nearly 1 million times. And we'll continue to try and show you some of these viral videos on these social media updates, as we all need a little bit of laughter through these tough times. And a reminder that you can share some viral video ideas with me. Just email jluck@btvaccess.com. Thank you for watching this edition of the program, and a reminder that you can watch our social media updates. We have those usernames on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. I'm John Locke.